Does the idea of doing gluten-free research for a trip intimidate you? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact method I use for when I travel and find new places that are gluten-free. It's not going to take up too much time and it's not going to be overcomplicated. It'll save you so much energy and frustration when you are at your destination. And it'll make your trip so much smoother when you are there and stress-free. Hi, my name is Ashley and I've been gluten-free for over 13 years after I was diagnosed with celiac disease. This hasn't stopped me. I've visited over 18 countries and even moved across the world while being gluten-free. Let's get right into it. Tip number 1. My first tip is an easy one. Do your research before arriving to your destination. It makes the trip so much more enjoyable. So obviously you can add to your list or to your research on the go, but at least you've covered your basics. Depending on the length of the stay or of your trip, I'd recommend doing it a few weeks in advance for longer trips, or even if it's like an easy destination and a weekend trip, you could do your research just while waiting for your flight at the airport. So imagine this, you're in a new city, you're tired, you're hungry, you don't know the language, you didn't do your research, you don't know where to eat, you don't know what to ask, you don't know what to just do, and you end up just like winging it and end up with a stomachache on the first day of your trip. No. Please no. Do your research. We will go through the process in this video that I actually do when researching new destinations. You'll follow along with me, just imagining that we're going to go for a weekend trip in Budapest. I really want to go to Budapest. It's been super recommended for like a weekend trip, but what I really want to do is go to the Formula One. I really would love to go to see the race there, just enjoy the city and see a Formula One race, which I haven't seen yet, and that's why I'm wearing my Formula One sweatshirt. So the first thing that we have to do is pick our city. I'm going to sit here with my phone, and I'm going to show you the exact step by step. So the first thing you have to do is open Google Maps and search for the city that you're going to visit. I'm going to put in Budapest. And the next thing we're going to do is just type in easily gluten-free. And we're going to see what comes up. And as you can see, we have a list and we have the map. So we can use either one. I mean, we can kind of see where we're going to be, move around a bit. If you move around, you can just put search in this area and it'll show you other places that have gluten-free either in the title, in the comments, or in the description. So what I like to do is I just go, seems to be like the main area, the central part of the city. So I just kind of go to the list. And here I can see, even though I don't understand the language, I can see it says gluten-free, it says gluten and maybe lactose. So I just click on this first one and it actually says gluten-free restaurant, which is a pretty good indication. And then you can see here the menu and the description. It says completely gluten and lactose-free restaurant with an a la carte menu and weekly lunch menu. Sounds pretty good. And then, so what I like to do if I think this is a good place for me, I'll go to save and I'll create a list of the city I'm going to go with. So I'll click new list. I'll click Budapest. I'll add a cute emoji, which I think I'm going to do like a heart. So I'll just choose a heart and I'll keep it on private and maybe just click gluten-free just so I know. Maybe I want to create a list for something else like sightseeing or something like this. And so I'll go into the restaurant will be on this list. And on the map, it'll show with this little dot and with a blue heart. So now we can go back. Next restaurant says Not Gluten Pizzeria. And it has pretty good reviews, 885 reviews, 4.5 stars, pretty good. And then here it says, the first comment, it says they managed to keep very authentic Italian taste while being gluten-free. And the description says things that I don't understand. which I could take a screenshot and translate, but it does seem that they have gluten-free. So this would be tip number 2. So if I'm on the list and I'm not sure if something is gluten-free or not, I click on the restaurant, have a look. I'm not really sure what's going on. So I go into reviews, click the magnifying glass, and then here type gluten or gluten-free. And let's see what comes up. It says gluten-free with many tasty selections, gluten-free, best gluten-free pasta ever, perfect gluten-free, gluten-free. I mean, it seems to be gluten-free from all the comments. Even here says you'd have no idea it's gluten-free, which sounds pretty good. So I think this is a good contender to go on my list. So it was this one, and save it to Budapest gluten-free, and done. Okay, next one. Here they have another one, meat again, grill and wine, gluten-free. So essentially what I do is go through this list, start seeing what I like, and I add it in. So I'm going to do that. So now I've saved around 5 restaurants, and those all seem to be 100% gluten-free. So then we go to this other one, which is called Fat Mama. And I kind of start looking at it, and there's no description. But it did come up in our results. So what I'll do is I'll go to the reviews again, click the magnifying glass and put in gluten. So it says very good, offers gluten-free dishes, many gluten-free options. And here I see something interesting. So I see cross-contamination. So I click on this and I said, great restaurant in Budapest. Thomas was so helpful. And they warn about cross-contamination. So it seems that that they are careful. Maybe what we can do if we are celiac is put celiac. And here I can see 2 weeks ago, someone recommended for celiacs, some options for celiacs, good on 2 visits with her family with a celiac. And here we have a not so good review. Okay, so this person doesn't recommend for celiacs. Is the only person that hasn't that I've seen until now. All the others do. It might have been one person that had a bad experience. I would add it onto my list, but maybe be extra careful when ordering if I go there and explain my situation and be aware that it might happen. So what I do in these cases is I am going to save the restaurant to my list, but I'm going to add a comment. So I'll put ask about cross-contamination. And then I save it. So then that's how I do it. So this is my process to add everything onto the list. So have you ever been to a restaurant that says it's gluten-free but actually not safe for celiacs? I find this a bit infuriating sometimes. I understand that you have to take more precautions, but it's just so disappointing wanting to go to a restaurant that advertises as gluten-free and then you arrive and you can't eat there. So this is why I go into the reviews and check if people have said that it's good for celiacs or not. Obviously, there's always a risk and that someone can mess up in the kitchen or something, but I do take all the precautions that I can and still enjoy myself and go out when I am traveling. I don't want to miss out completely. There's a bar here that says Her Bar, a gluten-free restaurant, but you go to the description and it kind of says for gluten intolerance. Does that mean that it's 100% gluten-free or not? In this case, what I do is I take it a step further, look at the reviews, see what I'm said. If I'm not kind of satisfied to think, okay, can I eat here or not? I'll go into the menu. But sometimes these menus are quite old. This one is from 2 years ago. So what I'll do is I'll go to the overview and look at their website. So here's their website. I'll open it with Google Chrome. And here I kind of read what they have to say. I can't really see what it says, but I can look and see if I can see the menu. So here it says, the little symbol says when it's gluten-free and everything is gluten-free. So this leaves me like, okay, this is a real option and it pays off to look at this. So I'll go back to Google Maps and I'll actually save. Well, I had already saved it, but I'll save it. And this is how I look at the restaurants on Google Maps. If for some reason the menu or something is not in English, you can always translate within the browser. So I've saved a few more options, and now when I look at my map of Budapest, I can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6. So when I finish my list and finish going through that, I can see that there are quite a few options for me when in the city center. So what I'll do if I'm there is I'll see my location and see where I am and go to any of these places. If I'm spontaneously hungry or in the middle of the day and see, oh, this is 2 blocks away, I want to go there, and I'll just go. Or if I really, really want to go to a place, look at the reviews and think this is the place for me. For example, maybe a Hungarian restaurant, I'll probably call and make a reservation for one of the days just to make sure I get in and I get that full experience that I'm looking for. If you need more tips to travel confidently while being gluten-free, click this video here. Tip number 3. So when I've already looked at Google Maps, I'll probably switch over my usual browser, which would be Chrome, and I'll actually do a plain old Google research, gluten-free Budapest, and see what comes up. So I can see that here we can see the Google Maps option, which I already looked at and I've already saved. And then I can see there's a review from 2022 from my gluten-free guide, which has really good reviews. I'll go in and see what they have to say about it. So she says that it's one of the favorite cities and a good gem in gluten-free terms to discover. And I'll look at what Laura has to say really on the gluten-free scene in Budapest and look at the restaurants. So here she also has a confectionery, there's a gluten-free bakery, another bakery. I mean, there's a lot. So what I'll do is I'll search for these names in Google Maps and save them to my maps. So I'll go through maybe 1 or 2, depending on how many I find. So that was a gluten-free guide. This is a more recent one for 2024. So I'll go in here and see if they have anything new that I want to add to my list. So until now, I think it's been pretty easy. Maybe this is an easy destination, but we have quite a few restaurants and places on our list. Tip number 4. Another option, if you're not satisfied with what you've found, is to go onto social media. So what I do here is I type gluten-free Budapest. And look, there are even some accounts that are gluten-free Budapest. So maybe. And they've got a blog and they've got different posts. Oh, this is in Thailand. Well, I'll look at to see on these profiles what they have to say. And then maybe I search more and I can look at different tags. Look, there's a gluten-free Budapest hashtag, which looks interesting. So I'll click on that and see what they have to say. Look here, top gluten-free 5 places in Budapest. If I'm interested in one of the restaurants in this reel, I can go into what they've tagged and maybe look at what they have to say and add them into my list. Tip number 5. And if you're still not satisfied with your list on Google Maps, the other option we have is to go into TripAdvisor. There's 10 best places that are gluten-free. I click on that. It's not loading. Now it's loading. So here I can see gluten-free friendly restaurants in Budapest. And I'd be careful with these because sometimes it's not that they're completely gluten-free, but you really have to look around. It says gluten-free options. With these, I'm much more careful. So I'll go maybe to the menu and see what they have to say. So maybe I'll go into their website and look at their menu. They have an English version. So here it seems that it's Spanish inspired, which is good. Spanish food can be gluten-free, but it really doesn't say much about gluten-free. So I'd proceed with caution here. Maybe it is a good restaurant, but maybe I'd ask if I'm there. Or you could send a message to them beforehand or call and see what they have to say. So as a recap, remember to do your research. This is super important for you to have a stress-free, just use your energy to get to know the city you're going to on your holiday and not having to worry so much. I know we're always worrying about where we're going to eat, but this can give you like a head start to what to do. Look at Google Maps thoroughly. Click on the magnifying glass, type in gluten, type in celiac, go to Google, go to social media, use TripAdvisor. Use all these resources that you have available to you to be able to do your research and travel with confidence. And build your Google Maps list for every city, and then you can share it with fellow gluten-free people. Thanks for watching, and if you've liked this video, please click thumbs up and consider following so you can see more of my videos about gluten-free travel. If you need help with your gluten-free travel or anything related to gluten-free, click the description below and book a call with me. I'm always happy to help.